First up, some good news. I got called from the city and I have the job. I just have to do a drug test, which I will not be able to do until June 1st, which kind of sucks because that means they're going to have to do the testing, then I'm going to have to get training, so I'm probably not going to work for a week and a half or 2 weeks after I get back. I guess it's just relaxation time, but yeah, it kind of sucks. The other good thing that happened is yesterday I finally came up with an idea for my final project in directing the narrative. After talking to everyone, it was suggested that I base it on A Beautiful Mind, which is a movie about a schizophrenic guy who thinks he has a roommate who doesn't actually exist. As of right now, my movie is going to be about a guy who feels like he has a roommate that doesn't exist, and then a third roommate will be added. So it's going to be based on A Beautiful Mind, but not exactly. And that's just the project. I wasn't allowed to write my own script. I have to base it off of something, but then I can write it. But it can't be original. So as long as it's not an original story that I came up with off the top of my head, then I'm good. And the movie was a drama, but I'm most definitely going to go the way of comedy. But I need to write it this weekend, got to send it to my professor, and get it approved for shooting. But it should be feasible and probably pretty fun. I'm just looking forward till next weekend, because that's when Eldrazi comes out and I get to be a nerd and spend $25 and hang out with other large, sweaty people with neck beards, so.
I'm glad you're embracing the stereotype.
It's hardcore there. It's neck beard mania. So I'm preparing dinner here, and I want you guys to be honest with me. We're making the Asian style fried rice. And they give us one can of stuff to put in here, right? So we just pour this can in here. Okay, do you see the chicken? Do you see the chicken we have in here? There's like, what, 5 pieces of chicken? Okay, so would you say that this meal is better 1 or 2? I feel like I just increased the value of the meal.
You know, I would usually call you a fat-ass redneck for putting 6 extra pounds of meat in the food, but this is 240 calories a serving, and it's like the only thing we're eating. I mean, we can make like a vegetable or something.
There's vegetables in here.
We've gone through this. This is basically your vlog from a week ago where you're like, look at the peas. There aren't a lot of peas in this. There's 2 whole peas right here.
But there's no peas otherwise.
1 right here.
3.
4.
There are 4. There are 4 peas. Oh yeah, you're right. You shouldn't live in the dark like that.
No one should live in the dark like that.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Okay. I'm continuing my destructive manner of eating junk food, and I just opened a bag of one of my favorite things in the world, pretzel sticks. I have kind of a weird history of pretzel sticks because pretzel sticks are one of my favorite snacks ever, but I was eating pretzel sticks the first time I discovered I had asthma. I'm sure there is someone watching who knows more about the subject than I do, but I'm under the assumption that salt to some degree can cause asthma attacks. Maybe that sounds weird. The first night that I ever had an asthma attack, I was eating pretzel sticks, so my salt intake was like off the charts. I had probably eaten half the bag. This whole thing with me eating stuff non-stop and eating the entire bag is nothing new. I've had it for a long time. But I was eating the pretzel sticks, and I had my first true asthma attack, and I couldn't breathe, and it was really frightening. And I remember making some hot chocolate and drinking that to try and calm it down. I was probably in middle school, maybe, and I only had asthma for a few short years. I had the whole 9 yards. I had inhalers and things like that, but after that it just kind of went away. So I haven't had asthma in a few years. But I have dealt with asthma stuff before, and asthma really sucks. So just kind of trying to segue that into a question to ask you guys if any of you have asthma. I'm actually looking for particular responses, but if you have asthma, just feel free to chime in. But I'm looking for other people that have had asthma for a while and then it just kind of went away. I don't know if asthma is something where you have it and then you normally have it forever, or if it just after a time you kind of build up some kind of immunity. I don't really know how that works. So if anyone out there has had asthma and has lost it, like I have, comment on here, you know, how old were you when you got it? How old were you when it left? So, you know, how long did you have it? That's kind of interesting to me, because I only had it for probably maybe 3 years. But anyway, you guys let me know that. I'm going to get some shut-eye. But, you know, without the pretzels in my bed. That could be messy.